Just making fun of me in your intro, huh?
I am not making fun of you, but we are live. Welcome to BROfessor and Friends. Hey everybody, welcome to Weekend on a Wednesday. We are having fun right here on BROfessor and Friends with my good friend Jeff. What's going on, Jeff?
Just living the dream.
Living the dream, trying not to sweat to death.
Oh yeah.
It is. Let me tell you, it's a scorcher. I don't know what it's like out there in Oklahoma, but normally we have pretty similar weather, and I can't walk outside without busting into flames. That's kind of the way it is.
Yeah.
Change clothes 2 or 3 times a day. It's just ridiculous. So
about 110 real feel or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
And I'm sitting in the air conditioner, and you're sitting in a aluminum tin building or whatever it is, and you're suffering. You're suffering for the show.
Well,
and we appreciate it.
Got to show off, right?
That's right. You got to show off. Well, in case you're wondering who the person is at the bottom of the screen, it is another Jeff, but he's not here with us right now. He'll be here with us here in just a little bit. We've kind of set it up a little bit where he can take his camera and go around and show us all the things that he has done and what he's working on. And look at that trailer. Now, I want to point out, when I very first saw this trailer that is sitting behind Jeff right now, I thought it was a rainbow trailer. I really did. I thought it was, going to sunny Southern California to some of our fruity friends out there. But Jeff has pointed out to me that is a satellite image of the tornado that struck Moore.
Yeah. May of 99.
May of 99 that destroyed
radar image.
Moore, Oklahoma. Interesting. Storm chaser. And I love it. I absolutely love it. The colors, it stands out. It is unbelievable. What made you want to do this?
Oh man, I mean, just opportunity to build another one. Try something I hadn't done yet. This is the first one we did a wrap on. It's still bully lined, right liner on top and bottom side, partway down the sides. But yeah, this one just has a lot of color. I mean, you compare it to what I've previously done, and it really stands out. So it's pretty exciting.
It really does, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a gray guy. I love everything gray and black. That's my 2 colors, and nothing goes together better than gray and black. But man, the way that pops out on the side with your name on there. The only thing it's missing is the buffalo, but
it's on the other side.
It's on the other side.
It's on the other side.
So you put your name on one side and the buffalo on the other. Is that how it works?
The buffalo on the driver's side.
Okay, buffalo goes on the
forward.
Side.
Then on the other side, has the BADAC and the SD10 at the bottom. Social distancing, 10-foot trailer. That's what it stands for.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I understand
This
that.
is the COVID project right here.
Right. Right. The COVID project. I understand. Now, for those of you who keep up with Jeff, you know that Jeff just moved into a really nice, really large shop. He got out of his garage where he started, where everything started, and now he's got lots of room. He's got him a nice table there to work on. Several trailers that are in the process of being built. The storm chasing trailer, is it almost finished?
Oh
How
yeah.
far along?
Oh yeah. I just got to get the vent on it, and I think that's about it.
Oh, that's cool.
Fix and propane line that I'm waiting on, and
Okay.
we'll be set. It's
Now,
pretty much ready to go.
in the trailer business, I don't know if you've known this, but we've had a little price increase on materials here in the last what is it? Well, ever since the election,
Yeah,
we've had a little price increase. How has that affected you in building trailers?
it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, if you can even find wood, my wood costs, they're up double.
Hmm.
Steel is going up every day.
Yeah.
Stainless steel countertops, almost hard to even find, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, but we're still trucking along. It's
Yeah.
heck, now it's little stuff. Now it's starting to be hardware that it's hard to find,
Right.
like
Right.
hinges, and lights and stuff that I use. Some of the standard stuff is just not around, but
No.
you know, still out
Well,
there.
hey. Yeah, still out there, still going, still putting it out.
Optimistic.
Yeah, trying to be. It has been one of the craziest years, especially for people who are in business for themselves. There for a while, the retail guys were just blowing and going because everybody was sitting at home; they couldn't go anywhere, so they were just ordering stuff
Oh
and
yeah.
buying up stuff. And now it seems like they've bought everything that there is to buy, and there's nothing else out there to be had.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's really hard to get parts. It's really hard. People in the steel mills aren't working, so the demand is still there. So the
Mm-hmm.
price is going up. The lumber mills, people aren't working, so the demand is still there. And so it is an interesting time to be in and owning your own business. And I know that's got to be the same with you.
Oh yeah. It's it's definitely. I guess the best time is the present to do anything. So, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
rolling with it.
Well, just roll with it. That's just about all you can do. So, for those of people out there who may be watching the show for the first time or tuning in, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the trailer business.
How long we got?
Well, as long as you want, you just talk and we'll just keep going.
Oh, so condensed version is that it was at least a couple years ago. Started kind of down a path. My family and me, we always have loved camping, being outside. You know, we take a good week trip to go camp Colorado, just yearly. And I was working for a oil and gas company, and was working on building, a trailer for just the family. I started designing one out, and then that kind of got deeper and deeper into full designs with CNC cut parts and all the things. And then just so happened, good opportunity, company changed. I was able to have some time off, and so kind of really pushed to get the trailer that the first one I built finished. And June of last year, early June, we took off and did a 7-week trip over 8,000 miles and hit
Hmm.
like 13 states, which is how I met you, Joey.
Yeah, that's
Um,
exactly how you met me.
a very short post that you were more interested about. So that trip early.
Yeah, well, I remember somebody telling me you got to interview this guy. I mean, he's got a boatload of kids. He has just traveled half the United States and done it in several months, and that's got to be an interesting story. And people just came to me and said, you got to talk to this guy. Well, little did I know that when I talked to you, you had your wife on and she would do most of the talking. I had no idea that was coming, but she's got some great story and some great insights, and she lets you talk a little bit, but it's just me and you tonight. So we're going to have to carry ourselves. We don't have anybody to fill in the spaces.
Exactly.
Like when she's here. And I know she's probably watching me and probably going to be sending me messages, probably hate mail and all that stuff. Anyway, a few months ago, we sat around the fire several nights at Big Iron Overland Rally. And I told you, we've got to have you back on the show again because you've got some of the best stories that I have ever heard in my life.
They're probably better when
we're going to bring those up. We're going to bring those up because we know that your real name is not Jeff, and we're going to hear that story. And we're going to hear some stories from going out on the beach in South Carolina and doing some fishing and stuff. But before we get into all that, we're gonna pause for station identification.
Hey guys, it's Porker from Autotronics.
Adam at Step 22 Gear.
Jordan from NSM Overland.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah from Overland Pioneers.
Frankie from Overland Rentals.
Jessica and Jorge, the Rubric Wonder.
Hi, this is Jeff from ReRover.
Hi, I'm Jeff from ReRover, and we're here with
I believe I can fly.
I'm Rhino from Rhino Built Rod and Custom.
I'm Aaron with Switchback Outdoor Safety.
And you're watching BROfessor and Friends.
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 And Friends.
Enjoy.
Now I got you in right there at the end. That was a good time we were having at the Big Iron Overland Rally. But I have to make a confession. I sent that video to Mason today, and with an apology, and I said, I know you do such a good job of making an idiot out of yourself. You don't need any help, but I couldn't help myself when I got him on there and he was just doing his arms up and down like this. I was
that's
like,
amazing.
I got to run with that.
You do. I would have done the same thing.
Well, I know you would, and that's why we get along so well, is because we're so much alike. So you did several takes for me on that, and I have butchered them and really had fun with those as well.
Well,
but I didn't want to bring you out and give you such a hard time when you had taken time out of your busy day after you worked all day and come on the show. So I give you the night off. I
appreciate that.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh man. Well, here we are, and you're sitting in front of one of the coolest trailers that I've ever seen, and you have designed these trailers. There's not really any other ones designed out there like what you're doing, and so is there a way that you could take us around and show us in your shop your trailers, your design, and different things like that, so we can actually see them up close for those for those people who haven't ever had to see one? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I got you.
All right. Well, heck, we'll go this way. Figure out how to work this thing. So, got the kitchen out back, obviously, on the trailers. Pretty awesome. Little stainless steel countertop, like I was talking about. Double slide out for stove. Right here, let me get you full profile. This one's actually sitting on 35s, but
Wow.
10 foot long, you know, like we were talking about, has a wrap on it.
Right.
Oh, can I get this guy out? Let's see. Oh, I did.
Sweet. A little
Dometic
Dometic
fridge in there.
Yeah.
Inside.
Oh, and you've got the
For
new air
cubbies.
conditioner in there.
You know, comfy bed. Full setup. Some pockets.
I like
What
it
we got
how
over
you've got
here.
it where you could sleep
We're actually
inside or
testing
on
out
top.
a zero breeze unit.
Right.
So
Yeah.
battery powered, lithium battery powered AC, which has worked out quite well in here.
Huh.
Then of course 10 up top on the other side. Full cargo up front. Hard to show you the other side. More storage down here. Here's one we're working on currently. Just got the roof in. Gonna finish up the roof insulation. Start wiring. Switch over. See down inside here. Oh. Now, Joey, I can't hear you, of course, but I'm just gonna keep talking. I'll keep showing things. We got a little guy we're working on over here. It's kind of a test. More of a gear hauler, something for Jeeps. Be able to put a rooftop tent on top. Kind of 5-foot situation. So lighter weight, you know, kind of more utilitarian, I guess, if you will, instead of having all the options over here. I forgot. Oh, I'm going to show you this one. I'll call it. I don't know if you can see, but we're lit up. We can change colors. You know, why wouldn't you? So,
I love that.
I don't know what else I can tell you. I'll come back and talk to you.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right, good. There we go. There we are. There we are. Right there. All right. Well, I'm really interested in several things that you showed us there. The new lithium ion air conditioner has really caught my attention. Have you used that yet?
We've tested it here in the shop, you know, and so like sit in the shop, 100 degrees out, you get a good 20-degree temperature differential in there. And then as it starts recirculating air, the other day it was blowing out like 50-something degree air.
Wow. Just
amazing. And so
that's crazy.
It's currently hooked up to, there's a 100 amp hour lithium battery in there. And running it off of that for an hour and a half, which dropped the temp down in there below 70. Used like 20% of the battery. So I feel like then being able to drop it into sleep night mode after it's cooled off, then it sits at about 70 something.
Yeah.
I think that would be the way to go. I haven't done full night with it, so we'll see what happens if we need more battery.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering how the battery's going to last when you try to do it all night. That's a good freeze frame right there. I like that. But I'm very interested in that because there's one thing I can't do, and that's sleep when I'm hot. And so having your trailers where you can sleep up top or inside. I love that option. And and when it's real hot or raining, storming, whatever, you crawl in there and turn that that whatever breeze cool
Zero
thing
breeze.
on, and
Yeah.
whoo, man, that's going to be amazing. If that thing works like they say it will, that's going to be a game changer for a lot of us.
I think that the sizing is really good for, the area of the bed and everything.
Right.
And I really think it's going to be, we'll see. I'll let you know as soon as we get some more real world tests on it, see if it's worthwhile.
Yeah, well, one of my questions that I was going to ask you is if you could put one of those Dometic air conditioners on top of one of your trailers, because that's one thing I miss when I'm out there in the summer, out Arizona, Utah, whatever. Shoot, man, that would be nice to have. But if one of those works, that may be just as good.
Well, so in Arizona, right? Like if you're in somewhere where there's a drier climate,
yeah,
then there's a Frisair. I want to say it's a Frisair unit, and it will fit in the same 14-inch by 14-inch hole that the current fan, Max Air fan that we're running, is in. And it has water in it, and it's kind of an evaporative cooling swamp cooler, but it doesn't blow the moist air on you. It blows through a film, which then air is blowing through another thing. Anyways, without the moisture in the air, it can do a pretty good temperature differential, for like Arizona and whatnot. And it's battery powered also, because it's really just running a pump. It's not running a compressor. So, you can get quite a good, they say those are great. Something I'm thinking about trying out,
Wow.
Around here, I don't know.
That would be a good option. Yeah, that'd be a good option. Yeah, the humidity out here is just it's just unbelievable. I mean, it's almost like we're breathing water.
Yeah.
Lester asks, what is the weight basic without the RTT? What's your weight on your trailer without the rooftop tent?
Dry weight on one with like 35s. Well, even the one with 33s. You're sitting about 1650.
Okay.
On the 10-foot version, about 210 pounds tongue weight. Basic.
Right.
We start loading it out. This one's sitting on 35s with the tent. Way it's sitting right now, it's about 2,000 pounds. So.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the way that one's sitting right now is 2,000 pounds. Without the rooftop tent, and you're talking with everything that it comes with. So with the roof rack, with the propane tank, with the Dometic fridge, and all that, you're looking at about 1,600 pounds. So,
yeah, this one also has a couple. We've extended the roof rack on this one, so it's got a lot more roof rack too, and it's also got a Dometic potty on the other side and the AC unit. So, there's a little bit going on there. All the options.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of boxes checked on that one. So, it may weigh a little bit more, but if you swing around and go to the the gray one over there, which is your normal one that you've got going on over there, that's
it's
probably
about 1650 after the awning's about 17 something.
Okay.
Yep.
What is your standard awning that you put on them when people want one?
I really like the OBS stuff, and so the OBS 180
systems. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. The OBS 180 awning works really well. A lot of spread, doesn't interfere with the door and the hatch on the back. Covers the front so when you go around to the fridge, it's still covered. You can kind of walk back and forth. Gives you just a wide berth there to spread out. But also the OBS, just their standard, kind of like the standard ARB, 125 by 2500 by 2500 millimeter, the 8x8.
Okay.
That one's another one that is, something we offer. So.
Okay. What suspension are you putting on them?
So went simple in the real was seemed really good. Extra 3,500 pound axle. We can do 10-inch electric brakes on it. It's sitting on 2,500 pound springs, but
okay.
The But we could jump up to a 3,500 pound spring, same setup, leaf spring.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, in the case of like this guy back here, wanted to put a lot of gear in it, you know, and whatnot, might be an opportunity to jump up. I went with the 2,500 pound spring. Even on this guy, that gives you 500 pounds of gear, you know, inside there before you're, you know, heavy, over GW, whatever. It also rides real nice though. It's, you know, I feel like in a good sweet spot. It's not beating the crap out of everything. So
yeah, no kidding.
Plus, easily replaceable.
Well, if you want to see one in action, we've got a little video we can show you right here.
She's calling me, like the rainbow. She's calling me, like the rainbow. The rainbow.
I like the 180 awning on there. I think that looks really good with the rear door, the way the rear door pops up. And I think that's perfect for it. I think that is a super addition to that. I love how on the one that behind you, how you've extended the roof rack to come down in the front, so you can put action tracks or whatever traction boards that you have on there, maybe on the front and carry like that. So a lot of options there. I really like it, and I love how you put the diamond plate on the front to protect it. That is an added bonus there, and I love the stainless steel top on the kitchen because it's so easy to clean, keeps everything sanitary, and absolutely love that. So you've really done well with the little minor details. And,
I appreciate
that you've put it in there. I love how you've done that.
Well, that stainless steel on that countertop, that's a single piece. It's like bent and up and around. So the lip on the bottom, and then it's bent back up and tucked under the cabinets. So there's not even a seam to anything to get underneath, you know, just the sides where it slides in.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I love all the features that you have on there. And I love that you're working on something new. Now that you've got a place where you've got a little bit of room, and a little, you've got some help now. It's not just you building these trailers. So you're able to try new things. And I love the new concept that you've got on the small trailer, because I think there's a lot of people out there that the soft top Jeeps are looking for a trailer to pull, and they don't want a whole lot of stuff. You know, a lot of the people like that are minimalists. They just want a little bit of gear and a tent to stay in, a base camp, so they can go out and tear their Jeep up and then take it to the shop to get it fixed. That's pretty much a typical weekend for a Jeep person.
Well, exactly.
So I think that'll be appealing to them.
Well, and I feel like you can have it just like the trailer, right? It's the same little concept though, but 10 on top, have all your gear in there. You can have it parked in the garage, ready to go. All you can do is jump in, hook it up, take off.
Yeah.
Instead of loading everything up and then wondering where you're going to put the dog and, not have any room. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when you and your wife went out and your kids, I know you had a pretty elaborate setup every time you camped. Did y'all mainly do a base camp type setup and go out and come back, or did y'all move around every day?
A little of both. That was the awesome part about spending 7 weeks just kind of roaming around. We had a good idea. I'd mapped out a route that we were going to take. We went, from here in Tulsa out to through Arkansas, through Tennessee, North Carolina, all the way out to the beach, and we kind of said, hey, we're going to get to this point and this point, by certain days. But if we found somewhere cool, it was like, we'd take a vote with the kids. You want to stay here? couple more days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we just stick around. Like, this is a sweet spot, you know? And yeah, we could disconnect from the trailer, or we actually, you know, since it was a long trip, we took both vehicles. We took 4Runner and the Tacoma.
Right.
Since it was the wife, 3 kids, 2 dogs, you know, we're just wandering. So it was really nice. We could leave, like, the truck hooked up to the trailer, and we could all jump in the 4Runner and take, you know, trips, side trips. Like, we camped, like, I think we're like 12 miles from, less than that. We were only a few minutes away from, like, Rushmore, and we camped in some, you know, BLM land, and then we're out. You know, we went out to the Badlands and around, and, you know, stuff like that. We're able to make a loop and come back to camp type thing, which was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I love the base camping. We've done that several times out west, and being able to have a comfortable setup where you only have to set everything up once for several days is definitely a plus. And I think that's what the trailer gives you. Yeah, you can take it to, you know, 75 or 80% of the places that you want to go, but setting it up in one place and then seeing everything around that place, I think, is the ideal. You know, set up for the trailer, and that's what makes it so appealing to me.
For sure, because, you know, you set up a tent on top of the FJ, right? And then when you go out without the trailer, you're like, well, now I'm camped here. You're done, you know, you're like, and it's up. So you want to walk somewhere, you know? Yeah.
So we're stuck. You know, this is where we're at.
Yep.
And I've been stuck. Both, you know, with when we went beach camping, everything was hooked to the FJ. And once we set everything up, I told her, we're not moving until we leave. Well, the dog drank all of our water. And so we had to flag somebody down and pay them to go to town to get us some water. And,
oh, man.
And, you know, so I told her, I said, the next time that we come, we're going to have a trailer, because when we can set everything up with a trailer, we still have the freedom of going out and being able to move around and be mobile,
driving up and down the beach.
Yeah, it's just safer that way. And it's more fun that way.
Oh, for sure.
So now we've got our little homemade trailer. We don't have anything like what you've got, but we've got our little homemade trailer, and it makes all the difference in the world to be able to set up a trailer and then have that freedom to go out and come back and go out and come back. So it's definitely worth looking into, and I love the options that you have where you could sleep inside of yours or on top. You have a lot of options with it, and I think you've really hit the nail on the head with your design there, and love how it's set up. So if you weren't able to come out to Big Iron Rally and see these things in person, well, I actually have a few photos here that I've robbed off your website, so we can look at them. Here's the back end of one. If you weren't able to see it a while ago, the left drawer is the pull-out drawer with the stove, and then you've got some cabinets on top, and then the stainless steel cabinet tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the side version. This is one just like you showed us. That's there in the shop. The back end of it. I love the clearance on it. And to me, what makes your trailer different from a lot of the ones out there is that subtle angle up at the back end. That makes it so nice, especially if you're going to pull it down places where you're worried about hanging up or dragging or different things like that. So this is a little side shot view that you took there, and had them going down the trail.
That's my initial trailer there in front. That it's got a little different design.
Yeah,
it's still got the up slant, but it had a side kitchen action, which is something I'm going to try to bring back here pretty soon with the new version also.
Yeah, I saw that. You were posting some some different things on your Instagram where it showed a smaller door in the back, and then you had the pullouts on the side. So you had the kitchen that come out in the rear, and then you had the and all of that would be underneath that 180 awning, which is a great setup, I think.
So a very similar slide out, just having it come out the side and having the back set up for more gear storage. So maybe some options I'm playing with right now.
Yeah, that's cool. What wood do you use when you build the base of your trailer?
It's all Baltic birch.
Okay.
High-end birch. We're talking, I think it's like 13 plies in the 3/4, 17 plies in the 3/4, something like that. Anyways, it's awesome stuff. Like, yeah, look at that. Look at all the plies in that thing. That's just some scrap I was messing with, but yeah. It's solid wood and no voids, anything like that. It's meant to withstand and be around for quite a long time.
Yeah, and they have and birch is really good with weight. It's not real heavy.
It's a
like
strength
other
ratio,
woods. Very strong, lightweight. So that's a good good base to start with. And then how do you get what do you put on the outside of it to give it its covering to make it weatherproof?
So we're doing epoxy over all the wood first, just to add protection again. But then we do bully liner, which is a bed lining material actually made out of recycled tire. I think it's an aerospace dude that came up with the whole process on this one. But it's a good bed liner. It's not as hard as like a 2-part epoxy. It's got some give to it as opposed to like a Raptor liner. Building a box that's square, stuff definitely can shift, right? But this has enough give that everything seems to be great. And I've been using it for years now, and nice protective, good colors too. I like the grays, of course.
Love the grays. I think it's a very basic color. Plus, my vehicle is silver and black, so it would match it perfectly. And so that's definitely an appeal to me. Are you going to tell us some events that you're going to be at in the next year, so the listeners out there can be looking for you and seeing these things in person?
Should be we'll definitely be at Rendezvous. Okay. I was a little behind on Mountain West, getting over that, but gosh, I don't have. Should be at Moore next year.
Oh, speaking of Moore, here's if you haven't ever been to Moore, the Midwest Overlanding and Off-Road Expo, April 8th through the 10th, 2022 in Springfield, Missouri. He's actually one of the sponsors of my show, so I got to throw that out there. And if you've never been to Moore, this is kind of what it looks like. Check this out. That was actually the very first one that was put on in 2020, the only expo that was put on in 2020, because right after we had more expo in 2020, we had a little disease hit, a little pandemic that came along that shut everything down. So I've got another video I'll be showing next week on my next show, but that's just a little highlight about it. It's a family event. Everybody is welcome. And it's something for everybody. And Jeff will be there showing off his trailers, and I'm excited to be there. The only thing that doesn't excite me, Jeff, is because you're gonna have to work your booth, and you can't come over where I'm at and talk to me for 30 minutes to an hour like you did last time. We had a good time. Just
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, jibber jabbering about different stuff, because we don't get to see each other very much, and we got a lot to talk about. So,
oh yeah, always something.
Well, I think it's going to be fun. But speaking of sitting around the fire and talking, now you had some of the best stories of anybody that I've sat around and visited with. You've got to share some of those stories with us about going out. And where was it? North Carolina that you went out fishing?
Yeah. So when we were there on the beach,
share that story.
I'm telling you, it's better after I've been sitting around the fire for a while. So North Carolina, though, when we were there on our trip last summer, we're at Cape Lookout, and I noticed that, there were crabs. You could catch some crabs. I looked it up. Season, all the good things. Anyways, caught a couple of these male crabs, and I'm like, how do we cook and clean these? Like, can I cook these right now? Like, how's this work? And so, after a little bit of YouTubing about how to prepare crabs, apparently, you take the crab while it's alive and you break its boy parts off, and then you are able to disconnect the lower part of the body from the top part, and it all comes off. And then the top part that you have left with the legs and the meat, drop it in a pot and cook it, right? So I'm going about this situation where I'm like, okay, well, I hold crab body here. We're going to just go ahead and try to get underneath here and break his stuff off. And, well, I didn't quite have my hands in the right spots, I guess. And he came around like a man that's getting his boy parts ripped off and bit the crap out of my thumb with his little pinchers, enough that I flailed and ripped his arm off. And, I'm screaming and bleeding. And I'm able to get him back together, or get him and make quick work of that after I whacked him with a screwdriver, or maybe a knife. I don't know. Anyways, probably not the most humane thing to do to a crab, but he was delicious.
All I can think is poor crab.
Poor
crab.
But
you don't kill the crab first and then rip off his manhood. You rip off his manhood while he's still alive, and then you kill him. Who came up with this?
I don't know. Like I said, I watched a couple of YouTube videos, and it was like, well, all right, if that's how we do this, I mean, fish are alive when you got them, right? Well, now you whack him in the head, right? Yeah, I've only cleaned a few trout. I've cleaned a lot of fish. Anyways, but still, we took care of it, but he really got a hold of me. It was rough.
Oh.
It was rough.
But they were delicious, right? I mean, they were
very
good
delicious.
eating.
I mean, I'm talking some onions, some salt water, boil them. It was like 5 or 6 minutes, and just picking them apart. There's a picture of my son standing on the table like a gargoyle while he's picking at crab pieces, eating on the beach. Just delicious. So
that's crazy cool. And these are crabs that were just walking along the beach, and you kind of how did you catch them? How did you catch them?
Just walk over and I just push down on them. They like go into the sand, like they just fluff the sand up, right? To run off, and like I just see them and they start fluffing the sand up, and I just walk over and just put my finger on them. And I found some females, and I was like, these are little. I found 2 big males. I'm like, ha. These will work.
Oh, I love it. Cooking crab on the beach on your trip.
Like I said, my limited opportunities, I think we were good.
Yeah.
So on top of that, though,
I love it.
I also was fishing for whiting with. Have you ever seen a chillin' reel? You know what that is?
I don't know.
It's a koozie that has a fishing line.
Oh, that's right.
around
That
it.
you put your drink in and you throw it out there and reel it around. Yeah.
Then you just take the line and toss it out. And you go and find some little sand fleas on the beach. You dig for some of those, Hook that to a hook with a little weight. Toss that sucker out there. I caught like 4 whiting in a row. And I'm, about this deep in the just past the breaks of the water.
Yeah.
And just tossing that thing out there about another 20 feet. The wife bought it for me for Father's Day. And tossing the thing out there, boom, hits. And then I'm just sitting there just walking backwards, just reeling this thing back around the koozie. It was something some dude here in Oklahoma came up with. And she thought it was on the news. She thought, I need to get him one of those. So, chillin' reel caught me a bunch of whiting. It was crazy.
Whiting, what? I don't know that I've ever eaten any of that. What kind of fish? Is that a local fish to there?
I think they're just ocean-wise. I don't know. When I was going over on the ferry, over at Cape Lookout, one of the guys that was sitting on the ferry with me was like, yeah, we're catching whiting, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, you just throw out, I tell you what, put one of those sand fleas, on there. And you'll catch them. He said they're good eating. And so, yeah, they're just about, I don't know, they're about yay long, like, I don't know, maybe perch of the sea. I don't know. I'm not a huge fisherman, obviously. I'm fishing with a koozie.
Well, you do what you can, and you gotta use whatever gear you got. So
yeah, but I had great luck.
You definitely took advantage of whatever you had, and caught some crab and some whited, and just had a big time and family feast right there on the.
Oh yeah.
How was it? How was it camping on the ocean out there? I've always looked at going out there. Are the beaches really nice and wide? How's the wind and all that out there?
I feel like we were really lucky because, like, I've heard, that they've got like biting flies, these green flies that'll come around if there's no breeze. But I think we were on the beach for like, I don't know, a good 3 or 4 days, camp 3 or 4 nights, and breeze. There was always a nice little south breeze coming across, kept the flies down, kept it nice out. We'd sit underneath the awning, during the day and watch the kids run around and the dogs. They had so much fun. But yeah, I definitely want to go back. Definitely. It was beautiful. And you could drive up and down the beach for quite a ways. So
I've heard that is a really nice place over there, and I've yet to go over there because it's so stinking far from here. But you got to have several days to get over there. But I've heard that it is definitely a bucket list place that you need to go to. Cape Lookout National Seashore in North Carolina.
Yep.
But you had your trailer. You took your trailer out on the beach. No trouble getting your trailer out on the beach and off of that or anything like that.
Well, and see, the first trailer I built, obviously very similar, but I had a longer tongue on it. This is a 10-foot box with a 4-foot tongue. I had I left the tongue long on the first one is about 16 feet. So it being 16 feet long, the trailer, the wife's 4Runner was like 15 feet. So we're 31, but then the Tacoma is like 17 or 18 feet. Any which way. There's only 2 ferries that go out to Cape Lookout. And so, when you call a ferry or when you call and want to, take a ride on the ferry out there, they're like, well, how long are you? And so I was like, well, I'm 34 feet. That's what I was sitting at behind the Tacoma, and then 32 behind the 4Runner. So it took some finagling. I was like, I can hook it up whichever way if you can get us out there, Yeah. And because I'd been pulling it with the trailer with the 4Runner. With the Tacoma. So we actually hooked the trailer up with the 4Runner, and my wife had to bring it out. I had to take the ferry out before her. So that just freaked her out. altogether, but she did great. Got out there. She aired down while she was on the ferry, because once you get off the ferry out at Cape Lookout, there's no concrete. There's no asphalt. It's all sand. And so she went around on the 20-minute ride over, aired down the trailer tires, aired down the 4Runner tires. We were able to hit the sand and start taking off up and down the beach. Did great. Track great. Everything, we ended up camping. Just, you could hear the waves, obviously, on the beach.
Yeah.
Walk right down to the water,
That's amazing. I love beach camping, but it's really hard to find good weather when you're beach camping. You either have, most of the time it's really, really high winds, especially on the East Coast, really, really high winds. And if you can find a time out there where you've got good weather with a soft breeze to keep the bugs off of you, you've really gotten smiled upon by the man upstairs. That's for sure.
I really feel that was the way it happened for us. Like, it was super nice. I mean, there was one night that my wife got a little concerned about there were some storms, but they stayed offshore. You could just see the storms rolling off, if you're looking out into the ocean and the lightning and stuff going, but it just stayed right off the shore and went north of us. So worked out great.
Well, that's good. That's good. What was your favorite part of that trip? Where was your favorite place that you went?
Oh, it's between. I got 3 that stand out. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I don't know if I got a favorite, but I'll give you 3. So we stayed at a really cool place in the Natahala, I want to say National Forest, over towards Gatlinburg area.
Mm-hmm.
And then there at Cape Lookout was awesome. And then, we were talking earlier about Michigan. I'd never been to Michigan. We went all the way up, Upper Peninsula, all the way through, what's the bridge?
The Mackinac Bridge?
Yeah, we went all the way up through Mackinac, Upper Peninsula, and then we took the south side of Lake Superior all the way over and then up to Copper Harbor. And we went all the way up to the northern, the Keweenaw Peninsula, to the northernmost tip of it. And we camped right on the lake there, which was amazing. Like, that was like the spot that I was like, we need to stay here. Let's just stick around for, as long as we can. And definitely want to go back.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well, man, I love visiting with you every time that you come on. You are doing some really, really high quality work, and I really hope people go to your Instagram. Do you have a website for your trailers?
Oh yeah.
What is it? BADAC Adventure CO.com.
It is, but if you can't remember that, here's what you need to remember: BadassCamper.com.
Huh.
BadassCamper.com.
BadassCamper.com. Well, you throw a twist in there. There's 2 ways. There's 2 roads to get to Jeff. One is a wide road and one is a narrow road. And one is the one that the Christians go down. And if you're one of these, drinking guys on the way to get some weed, which is right beside Jeff's place there, you can go by there and visit him. That's the narrow road that you'll be going down.
You come to the shop. We're just out in Sand Springs. Hit me up. You can come by. I'd love to show you what we got going on.
Yeah. Well, on his website, it'll tell you exactly where he's at, and I guarantee you he will have some stories for you and some trailers to show you. So make sure that you look him up on Instagram, Facebook. Follow all of his adventures, and make sure if you're headed to More Expo or the Rendezvous this fall, that you go by his booth and talk to him.
Yep.
And make sure and tell him that the BROfessor said that you need to buy a trailer, because support him and him and his family, because unlike what most people think, he does not make 100% profit off these trailers. You know, he's got a lot of overhead, a lot of things are cost a lot. He's got some people there that he's having to pay to help him, and we need to support him and get out there and buy a trailer. Jeff said he's coming to see you. So
I got to talk to him about some fasteners. We're going to work some stuff out.
Right. Well, good deal. Well, thank you, Jeff, for being on here. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day, sitting in the heated shop and showing us what you got going on. Really appreciate you always doing the bro pose. I love that. But we're going to get out of here. We got families that we need to go see, and you got like a boatload of kids. You probably got to go tuck them in, read them a story or something like that. And I've got a bulldog that's probably wanting me to give him some food, and I've got a pack because I'm headed to the Smokies tomorrow. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and the Professor and Jeff, or whatever your name is, we're going to be out of here, and y'all have a great and wonderful